Hey everyone, it's Justin here with Voices for Voices. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. This marks a very special milestone and occasion. I guess the first thing would be that I'm under the weather just a tiny bit. So I apologize for the froggy voice. But the real milestone is this is the 400th total episode of the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. We have now officially beat our goal of 300 total episodes um, by the end of the calendar year 2025 by doing what we're doing right now is having our 400th total episode of the Voices for Voices podcast TV show. And it's all because of you. It's because of our fans. It's because of our incredible individuals who follow us, who hit that subscribe button, who give us those thumbs up, uh, follow, subscribe, share, like, follow us on all of our social medias, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, Threads, uh, if I'm missing, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. So uh, if you're in the social media game, please do follow Voices for Voices. Um, on X is the only one that I believe that uh our handle is instead of like the shirt I'm wearing says FOR. The handle on X is the number four. So I believe everything else social media wise is Voices for Voices like you see it on my shirt. And if you're not watching, listening, if you're listening, it's voices and then FOR spelled out, and then voices, with X being the different one. Voices with the number four and then voices. So that's our X account. We try sharing as much as we can. I'd have to say that X is probably our we could do much better on X as far as keeping everybody up to date because there's so much going on with the organization, so much going on with the different projects that we have that are upcoming. There's just a lot going on, and so we hit the high traffic for us social media platforms. Now, X in 2026 will probably be included with the high profile, um, just like the other social media uh, handles and all that, the way that goes. So uh, you can do that. We do have TikTok lives from time to time when we have maybe a little bit of time sensitive information that we do cover on our our shows, as you know, on our where you can find these on YouTube, on Rumble, Apple, Amazon, iHeart, uh, you name it, from an audio standpoint, and you can excuse me, you can use any and all of those platforms from time to time. I know that's what I do. It really just depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing, and when I see that a new show is out, for those that I follow, that we follow. Um, So it doesn't matter, Spotify, that's actually starting to ramp up pretty big for us. That's Spotify. Free version. We don't ask for anybody to have to pay for any platform. All of our shows are free. Even our TikTok lives are free. Uh, we do have we do have media that we do sell. So we have books for sale that we talk about from time to time, especially the new books that do come out. Uh, because Voices for Voices Publishing is a portion of Voices for Voices now. As we're, heading into 2026, it's going to be it's going to continue to be a good solid part of our organization. And the biggest goal we have is to help people, to share stories, share events, share things that we've been through, not just me, but our guests, uh, things that they've been through, I've been through. Uh, I know I learn best when I either watch or I listen to somebody who has gone through something similar than just the book smarts, which is good. And we love everybody the same, no matter what. Uh, for me, when I hear and see somebody who's been through or going through something very similar, uh, I tend to, I guess, perk up a little bit more. But that's just me. I know from anybody who has watched a sport or listened to a sport or follows a sporting team, no matter where you're at, we're in 100 countries, 1,000 cities. So um, that's a big thank you to you, each and every one of you. It's just so amazing. But, getting back to the sports that talk about how that lines up with, for me, when I hear somebody or watch somebody share information that's gone through some trauma, some recovery, is still going through recovery, because we know recovery is not oh, I'm completely recovered. Physical health, a little bit more solid on the uh, okay, I'm as recovered as I'm going to be. When we talk about mentally, that's a little bit different. Actually, it's a lot different. So with sports, right, you have people who have played sports and then they may come back and they may coach or manage uh, a team. And from what I have observed in my 44 years on the planet, ever since I watched sports, listened to sports on radio, players seem to be a little bit more receptive when there is a coach, manager that has played the game, uh, played the sport. And so I equate that for me to, well, okay, somebody's going through this. Yeah, they may have, doesn't matter how many episodes they have. Uh, they could have one episode, and that one episode could make all the difference in the world to me. And that's what we're hoping for. And what we are finding out is that that's actually occurring with our shows, that there's bits and pieces of each and every show that resonate, because we wouldn't be reaching 100 countries and 1,000 cities. We would be reaching the United States of America. We wouldn't be reaching all over the world, Antarctica, New Zealand, Australia, uh, all over Europe. So we talk, okay, so we'll just talk like this. So we have North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Oceania, Asia. Then you said Antarctica. Then you got Greenland, and um, it's incredible where we're at and where we're poised to turn the page. So this isn't our last episode of 2025, believe it or not. So it's big to me. I've put and continue to put every ounce of my being that I can into this organization to help people however we can with little to none of donations, of using my own money year after year, month after month. I've literally put every ounce of my whole being into Voices for Voices. So I'm not a fly by night leader or head or whatever you want to think of for Voices for Voices. I'm living recovery every single day. I just passed my 8th year of recovery and sobriety from November of 2017 to where we're at, and getting ready to turn the page going into 2026 January. Uh, and so it means a lot. Um, Analytics, a lot of them don't mean very much to me, but when we literally crush a goal like we did and are, of blowing past the goal we had of 300 episodes total by the end of 2025 calendar year, by at least 100 episodes. To me, that's huge because that shows not just me. Uh, I guess part of it is it's showing myself that confidence, perseverance, the things that I talk about, I'm doing. And I think that's a big thing to have people, whatever you watch, whatever you listen to, people that are literally just knocking it out of the park. And I don't know why I use the word literally. Some of these words I use over and over again, and I don't know why. Uh, I just do. Uh, call it a phase or what have you. Uh, but by knocking these out of the park, it shows everybody across the world what we can do on a literal no budget organization who's reaching all points across the United States and the entire planet Earth, no matter, we have agreements, disagreements, what have you. We say and we believe that whether you're a believer in God or you're God or not, it's every night we pray for us and the whole world. So you're included in that whole world, whether you're a believer or not. And I think that the more help, the more uh, spiritual uh, guidance, power is the best. If I was a non-believer and somebody said they were praying and included me, I would say, "Well, heck yeah, I can use every ounce and every ounce of those prayers, even if I'm not a believer." So just know that about our organization. Know that we are, even with our so small staff, um, there's going to be changes, coming that are going to be more official as we kick off 2026 in January. So you'll be seeing and hearing, shows and TikTok lives that um, we'll be talking a little bit about that. We've talked about it a little bit throughout probably the second half of this year more as some things started to take shape. Um, so that's one thing that we'll be looking at, retooling uh, based off of what what's on tap, that's going to be going on for 2026. And some of the stuff we can be more forthright, meaning we can tell you like right exactly when something's going on, and some others uh we have to roll out kind of internally, test some things out before it gets shared. But all organizations do that to an extent. So that's we're no different in that respect. What you can expect, though, is us hitting the pavement, continuing to share the Voices for Voices message, to be a voice for you and or somebody in need. Uh, that's really what we're about. We're about helping people. We have the big goal still of helping 3 billion people, at least 3 billion people over the course of my lifetime and beyond. That's a goal that remains the same. And I know that there's probably some question of, okay, well, you said you were going to get 300 episodes by the end of 2025. What does the future look like as far how many episodes for 2026? Well, we're not at a point to share that information. What I can assure you though is you're going to continue to see more and more Voices for Voices, uh, media, products, services, shows, whether that is our flagship Voices for Voices TV show and podcast, uh, inclusion of the TikTok lives and other means to get the word out and just connect. We had a TikTok live just the other day, and uh, just for example, we got a good comment, good feedback on one of the books, the Atalan, Atalan comic book that David Solomon, hottest author and artist on the planet, did a story for, and Cooper Saunders did the artwork for. But this individual, and I have no idea who the person is. Um, I hope it's a person and not a bot. It, the person said that they really enjoyed it and they look forward to picking up additional media, additional media, Voices for Voices Publishing, Mythical Creatures Around the World. We just talked about that acquisition that happened recently towards the end of 2025 as well. That's something that's big. It's big in a lot of different ways, and we are individuals, organizations that have gotten away with taking advantage of certain things uh, might find that that won't be happening quite as much. Uh, we're no savior. We're not perfect, so we're not going to be able to do every big little thing. There's going to be things we're going to have to focus on, and so we're going to focus where we need to focus. But there's strategic reasoning. When somebody plagiarizes, picks a post and copy and paste it and uses that in their books and their livelihood, and they don't give credit where the credit from the individual and the the organization, the site is it's not there, uh, there could potentially be problems with that because that's called copyright infringement. It's a legal thing. And so we let the legal things go to the legal individuals that uh, are experts in those fields. And uh, it's just really a shame. I think a lot of this is a reset, is we are setting the standard or resetting the standard from a competitor who some of these individuals who have been plagiarizing and getting away with it for years, making millions of dollars. I mean, let's just be frank about it. Like they're making millions. These aren't people making like $20 a month off of their books. These people are making mucho money, uh, mucho dinero, have, you know, assets um, and did different things that show that what they've been selling has been selling. And that stops and has started to stop. Recently, we've had to address those. So there's individuals. So we've had to address that, and we'll continue addressing that as we need to. Uh, One other area that we addressed is, I believe it's called Draculand in Romania, uh, and mythical creatures around the world had a lot of influence, but mythical creatures around the world was not consulted. We had to find this out through the grapevine, basically, that this was happening and that this was being put together, $1 billion project. It's heavily influenced by mythical creatures around the world. And so we've had to come out and address that uh, because that is a little bit of copyright infringement right there. So whether it's in a book, whether it's an amusement park name, whether it's a part of an amusement park name, let's say there's five different areas in an amusement park, and let's say mythical creatures or voices for voices is one of those areas. Whether it's one area or whether the whole entirety has influence by any of our organizations, any of our brands, any of our subsidiaries, we are going to have to um, hold people accountable for these things. No, this isn't open source information. Uh, so we've asked everybody who has been part of, I'll say, the plagiarism game off of mythical creatures to since we have acquired since Voices for Voices has acquired mythical creatures around the world. Anything that's been plagiarized from mythical creatures around the world right now that is on a bookshelf, whether it's in person at a brick and mortar location or whether it's in a like a cyber bookshelf, that's on, Amazon or Ingram or, you name it. Right now, that's copyright infringement because right now, if this is one of you that is doing this, um, you can't do that because we're protected. Voices for Voices is protected under the United States Patent and Trade Office. And a few years back, I had no idea all the different ways that Voices for Voices was going to be used for good. Um, and so this is one of the ways. So we have given we've had other shows, we've had TikTok lives that talk about this. We were given to the end of March for parties who have individuals who have plagiarized mythical creatures around the world, and they've made an income, and they have books, and they have other uh, maybe it's a game, maybe it's a DVD. Anything that's been plagiarized has not been cited. We are asking all those individuals to come out publicly to share that with the world and especially the consumers, because consumers have the right to know what they're buying, and they have a right to know that if you've been plagiarizing, that they have a choice of who they want to purchase from in the future. And again, these people are making a good living off of these books. So again, these aren't people just making $20 here and there. These people have a lot of assets, and they sold millions. So the two we brought up, Morgan Busey, Davin Anderson, we know there's others out there, but that starts with those two or you two if you're watching and listening. Um, we don't like this part of the job and that, but um, nevertheless, we didn't do that. You did it. So uh, come out with a public statement publicly, not just one sentence, like an actual uh, news conference. We're out there all the time. We're sharing all the time. And so we have no problem sharing what we're working on and what things that we have that uh, if there's some type of controversy around it, we have no problem talking about it. So publicly, have a press conference um, and get those books off the shelves ASAP. As soon, actually, ASAHP, as soon as humanly possible, because you will not continue to make a living off of plagiarized content that is protected under the United States Patent and Trade Office as Voices for Voices acquired mythical creatures around the world. So I hope that resonates. And then three, never do it again. So those are two areas, right? So we got that plagiarism there, we got copyright infringement there, we got a copyright infringement on the amusement park standpoint as well. Uh, but we're heading straight forward. We've in just over, I think, 3 days, we have sold over 100 copies of our Christmas book. That it came out just we would have liked it to come out a little bit earlier than it did, but even when it came out, to have sold over 100 copies from Voices for Voices Publishing, and the sales are continuing, so they're not stopping. This is just a point in time that we're given a little bit of a heads up. All our other books, all of our other things that we have for sale are also going very well, and it's there's some things here in 2026 that's going to just shock the world. Um, we're just so grateful, and I'll say it's not us, it's you. You're the one that makes this stuff happen. Buying the books, tuning into our shows, whether you're watching, whether you're listening, whether you tune into a TikTok live, and no matter no matter how you tune in, if we can ask one thing, can you help us? This is another free thing to do. Can you text 25 or of your closest friends, relatives, loved ones, and say you need to subscribe to Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. You need to look into the books that are out under Voices for Voices publishing. If you can do that, that'd be wonderful. That would be uh so great if you could do that. We're all about doing free things. But lastly, we just want to say, you know, if you are able to, on the monetary side, if you are able to spare a dollar or two, we are a 501(c)(3) nonprofit charity organization. So if you're here in the United States, any donation, small or large, it can be written off on your taxes. And here with the end of the year, what better way to close out the year with a solid donation to Voices for Voices? And you can do that by going to the site lovevoices.org, lovevoices.org, lovevoices.org. You can donate, and I'll just spell it out. LOVEVOICES.org. That will get you right to the spot where you can donate if it's on your heart, if it's something that uh, is moving you, uh, if it's something you want to do. We don't pressure anybody, and that's why we did 97, 98% of our show because there's so many other great things and topics to cover. Being our 400th show, uh, the last thing we want to do is spend the whole show about, making it you know, one of these marathon, like, oh, well, you get this thing and that thing. Uh, we don't do that. We come out with results. We come out with actions, and we want to thank you literally from the bottom of our hearts because without you tuning in the way you do, the way you watch, the way you listen, the way you subscribe, the way you like, the way you share, the way uh, every way you get into contact and monitor our social media feeds. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. You're the reason why I wake up in the morning and will spend hours upon hours working on administrative types of areas that are outside the purview of being on camera or being the podcast, like the audio. That's only maybe 15-20%, if that, of the time that I spend a day. Most of it is around getting shows, getting them ready and prepped to be able to post, and getting all the links, getting the descriptions, the titles, the hashtags, uh, the tags, getting all that information for every single episode. We probably could have did another 100 episodes if I didn't have to do that part, but it's because of you. You're watching, you're listening, you're sharing. We love you, and we can't wait to see you on episode number 401. So take care. Have a great day, great morning, great evening. We love you, and stay with Voices for Voices. We love you. Thank you so much. be a voice for you or somebody in need.